Hello. Good morning.
Hi.
How is
So
everybody?
Everybody was getting some coffee, just like us too.
Perfect. Or if you're in a different part of the world, let us know what you're drinking. Is it wine?
Yeah.
Is it a beverage?
Mm.
We need to know. Oh, I'm gonna have to like only sip my coffee out of one spot, or I'm gonna have lipstick prints all around the rim.
But that lipstick, girl, I'm here for it. I need a good red, but I tend to not like. I mean, granted, I had lip gloss on; it's gone now. But I have been fighting with like finding a really good red because I know you gotta like find the right shade, more orange or more pink or more, like dark color. And like I'm just so scared of red because I always feel like I look so dumb.
Oh my God. Okay, so there's a really interesting person on YouTube. Her name's Khaki. Khaki Reviews Beauty. It's like Kackie or something. She nerds out on color theory the way that I nerd out on cardstock. And she did this video talking about reds, and it's really interesting because she shows lipsticks that when she swatches them on her like hand look like brown or pink or like whatever, and then puts them on and they are red. Because it depends on like your skin tone and stuff. So like you've got more of that golden kind of
I have a gold undertone. Yeah.
So you might want to play with something that's not quite pure bright red, but I like blue toned or like pink toned reds because they make my teeth look whiter. But like sometimes the more orangey like fire engine reds can also look really good. So yeah, it's like I would watch that video. Just look up Khaki Reviews Beauty and like reds or something.
I'm gonna have wait, let me write that down right now because I'm gonna forget. Everybody write it down.
Hi Faye. 32 months, what the hell? That's amazing. I cannot believe it's been like 3 years.
Oh
it's been
my
over 3 years.
God.
Isn't that wild? Like what is time?
That is wild.
I have like a little okay, I'm trying not to mess with it, y'all, but like I am a fidgeter. I'm like, okay, I think we're good. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Allie, that she might be more of an orange red. There is a shade called Tiger that remember I said I had 2 lipsticks, like 2 bullet lipsticks in one of them is that like orangey brown color. Something like that might actually go very red on your skin tone.
Maybe so.
Oh, Cheryl, I think it probably ate your YouTube eats links.
But
I can post it. Hold on. Khaki Reviews Beauty Red. How to find your perfect red lip works every time. Yeah, this is the video.
Boom.
Okay, let me just grab the link. Pop it in chat since we're talking about lipstick. Oh, Barb beat me to it.
Barb is on it.
She is like on her game.
Always.
Thank you, Barb.
Thank you, Barb.
Yeah, it's anyways.
Stop.
What?
I put it in there so I could watch it later, and it was like, hey,
it's starting to play.
Yeah, I was like, girl, slow down.
I like khaki stuff just generally too. Yeah, I do. I have to have a lip liner. I have a Charlotte Tilbury red. I don't know why I have such an expensive red lip liner, but it's a perfect color match, so I'm just leaving it.
Well,
but I do lip liner and then I fill in. But the funny thing is, my lipstick was like $3 at like it's an Essence. It's an Essence.
Oh, I like Essence. Okay, yeah.
They're like the slim stick or whatever, but they actually stay put. They're not like perfectly transfer proof because I cannot do a liquid. It drives my lips out.
See, I like NYX is like one of my favorite. Like it's like the lingerie. I call it the lingerie. I'm assuming that's what it's called.
Or lip lingerie. NYX.
Yes,
right?
Yes, lip lingerie. Yes, I love those. I'm gonna see if I can find like a color on that because I love it.
Yeah, if you already have a lipstick, like liquid you like, there's also the Sephora brand cream lip stains or cream lips, whatever. Their liquid lipstick was really, really good. Yeah, people are giving me shade recommendations. Revlon Siren 677. Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, and I don't do a whole lot of lip liner. I probably should. Well, especially for something dark like that, I feel like I would want to. But like most of the time, I'm like,
nah.
Because the NYX is really good. Like when I line, like I literally take it and like line the outside, fill it in.
Yeah, if it's got a good doe foot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yep.
So I don't even bother with it.
You just got to sometimes. But Oh my God. We are actually going to get on topic at some point, y'all, this morning, but this is how we roll. So, and yes, this is the first time we're having a glitter and gator since we met in person. We're going to figure it out every single freaking year. Fun. It's going to happen.
It's like as soon as we got home, I was like, well, that's bullshit because now I need this all the time.
Yeah, like you can't go back, right? Like once you kick it off, it's like now it's just a thing that has to happen. But yeah. Oh my God, it was amazing. It was amazing to spend time in the same freaking room.
Oh, it felt incredibly unreal.
Yeah.
For at least the first few hours. It was just like, how is this real life?
How are we in the same room together?
Oh my God. Like,
yeah.
You have actual skin. An actual body.
I'm corporeal. Imagine.
It was insane. It was insane. It was so much fun.
I just wanted to take Dani and like put her in my pocket and like bring her back to Vancouver with me.
Like, that's this is just what life is now.
Yeah, has to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I keep like having to look around my little jut out, and I'm like, I don't even know why I have it out on my camera, like to where I can see myself on there and see myself up here, and then I'm looking around it. I was like,
you can like push it back.
Yeah, I totally just did. I was like, I don't know why I'm struggling with this right now. Trying to read everybody's like comments and shit.
Yeah, Barb said my lips have lost their fullness, so I avoid colors. You know what's really great for that? Weirdly, if you've never tried it, is a slightly darker than your lip shade like lip liner, and then like a really like juicy lip gloss over top, something that's semi-transparent but has just a hint of color. That will make your lips just like
yeah. And I've never had like my poor lips, they're very thin, especially my top lip is very, very thin. So like I'm constantly like I'll like make that arch a little, higher and just roll
like slightly overline kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot do those lip plumper stingy.
Oh, they burn. I don't like
people like that. And also it's temporary. It's gonna last the like 15 minutes after you put it on and then it's gone, yo. Like your like blood's gonna like go back where it's supposed to go. I don't understand.
No, thank you.
Maybe if you need to put some on right before a picture or something, it'll make your lips puff up. But
maybe so.
But like
maybe.
I don't understand. I'm sorry. Y'all
not worth it.
I'm sorry. We were make-upping together and chit-chatting, and so I'm still in that mode. I will switch gears.
Oh, listen, rockin' raccoon eyes. I'm famous for rocking raccoon eyes for at least the day after, because if I get home late, listen, I'm going to bed. I'm not even gonna lie. I know it's terrible for my skin. I'm like YOLO. I will wash it in the morning. I'm so bad at that.
I'm exactly the opposite. Listen, the minute this video is over, I'm gonna be washing my face. Like,
yeah,
I want it for like whatever I want it for, and then I want it completely gone.
Not me. I want to be beautiful even when I go to sleep. I'm like, I did this makeup. I'm wearing it until it looks like I am homeless on the streets. I'm just gonna rock it.
Yeah. Oh, Krista, I have heard so many things about this black honey situation.
Honey usually has really good stuff though.
But this particular color went completely viral. And it's funny because I think there's a drugstore over-the-counter thing if you've never tried it, Krista, because you can get it easy in the States. You can't get it here. It's Nivea Blackberry Lip Balm, I think. It's probably a little bit more sheer, but I don't know. You can kind of like layer it up, but it's got a pretty similar. I like it because it smells like blackberry. I just can't get it up here. Last time I ordered it, I had to get like 5 tubes or something. I don't know where any of them are now either. So like that really worked out for me.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I love that. Alice is wear it till it wears you. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't. I should try black honey one of these days. Everybody has good things to say about it, but
now I'm curious. I'm gonna go look it up.
Yeah. It's like a really dark, like fig color almost like exactly what it sounds like, black honey. It's really dark, but it's really sheer. So it does this thing for people on their lips. I don't know. It's supposed to be magical.
About it. Every time I hear stuff like that, like, oh my God. Okay, I swear. Last story, and then we'll get to where we got to. But when I was young, like, I have pictures. I wish I could find, if I can find one, I'll post it for y'all because it's freaking hilarious. Of course, grew up in the 90s. So when I started wearing makeup, it was like almost like brown. lipstick, you know, and it looked terrible on me. But listen, I rocked the hell out of it. I wore me that brown ass lipstick.
That was the only shade I would wear. Like I learned how to do makeup when I was in high school, but I had zero interest. But I still remember the only shade of lipstick I ever learned looked okay on me was like brown. So when I shopped for makeup for my wedding day, I remember, okay, it needs to be a brown lipstick. Like I'm like, it has to be. So I legit rocked, it was a pinky brown probably. I can't remember now. But yeah, I didn't get back into makeup until I was like 35. So, you know, do with that what you
will. I just like learned myself. I just like, you know, I was one of those people who had like the real lot, like that grease. Because I didn't realize you had to like blend the shit out. Like, it was bad.
I still remember, okay, y'all, we're going to get off makeup. I swear.
I know, I'm sorry, y'all.
I still remember how when you first were learning how to do makeup, at least in like I don't know if it's like this now. Well, I know it's not like this now, but in the 90s,
it's not
you
like this now.
You do like, there was like a little chart, right? And you'd have like the light shade and then the dark shade and then like you'd have to go up your eye like in stripes kind of, you know what I mean?
Yes, I remember those. Yeah.
Makeup like that. It's not anymore.
No. And then like you didn't do it, like it was literally like liquid foundation, maybe blush.
Yeah.
Solid color.
Like you are a mask face.
You are a mask. And I'm like, that is real. We thought we were so cool, but how far were we really from like Elizabethan England with our lead paint, just like one shade on our face? Like we weren't that far, let's be honest.
Yes, this is totally what I was picturing, Krista's the Revlon eyeshadows with the little charts.
Yeah.
Listen, I loved me some Baby Soft. Wait, I think it was Baby Soft. Oh no, maybe not. From the 70s.
I know the Baby Soft. I remember that.
I don't know. Listen, for me, makeup is play. So like, you won't catch me putting on makeup for work or like for an event maybe, or like, I don't know, if I want to feel fancy, I guess. And then otherwise like, for play for YouTube.
I'll put it on almost every other day, you know, like, because I'm like, I want to put on my face. I want to have a fresh face because I have a splotchy, like my skin can be like red and splotchy. So like, I'm like, I just don't feel like looking at it. I want to.
Yeah. For me, it's 100% play, but like, it's kind of weird. Maybe it's just because I don't know. I mean, like I had sensitive skin, so I couldn't wear 99% of the stuff that was out there years ago. Like all of it made me break out. All of it made me itchy. Now it's much, much better. Oh, I remember the old school lip gloss was so sticky. I love lip gloss now because it's like creamy and like moisturizing feeling.
It was so sticky. I remember like
lip smackers and
where you would like do this and it would like almost string. It was so sticky. Like
why couldn't they figure out how to make it not sticky back then? I don't know.
Gross.
Okay. We are going to need y'all's help to figure out what to do with these decks. We have not pre-discussed any of them. I pulled things that I'm legitimately on the fence about and not sure what to do about.
Same.
So that's where we're at. We've each got a pile of 5-ish.
I got 5s.
I mean, I have 6 technically, but only because... Okay, wait. The last 2 go together.
Okay, fair.
The last 2 go together. They're kind of well, they're not really a set, but they're in the same. I can't help myself.
They're set-ish.
Like, just understand that if I say there's going to be 5, I told you this up front, though. I said I'm saying
about 5. That means more than 5, but I'll pick at least 5.
Yeah. Of course, Lisa has it. I have to fix myself, y'all. I need to sit. I'm sitting, but like I need to like adjust my positioning on this chair. Okay, now I'm better. Okay. I guess I could put banners up and like be helpful. Are you good with giving me links after and I can put them in the description box?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. You know what? Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Perfect.
Links. Okay. What do I want to start with?
Anything.
I'm going to start with my only oracle. Okay?
Okay.
So, I have the Mist of Avalon oracle.
Ooh.
Okay.
I have that one.
want to like, I do like it, but I want to love it, and I somehow don't. And like every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, you know, use it with the druid craft and use it with this and use it with that, but I never do. And I think it's because, I don't know if we can see. Come on now. There we go.
There we go.
Number one, it is very glossy. But you see how we have the 4 things on each side? It's like I almost feel like, I don't know, maybe it's too much for my brain. And like some of the, I don't know the Mists of Avalon as much. You know, that's not, and I know you do.
Mm-hmm.
I know you do. So I feel like maybe you have more context than I do with stuff like this. So it's like, I need the keywords. But the fact that there's so many of them, I don't know.
Have you ever put it in the center and used the keywords as a spread for 4 cards around?
No.
Do the keywords feel different enough that you could do that with it?
Well, let's see. Let's pick one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So the Holy Grail. So at the top, we have life force.
Okay.
Spirit. Wisdom. Regeneration. Which I feel like life force, regeneration, and wisdom feel pretty separate.
Yeah.
Feel pretty separate.
I'm here for it.
With spirit, I wanted to say that spirit real bad if you can't tell. But like spirit seems like, I feel like that ties a lot more with life force.
Yeah.
Let's try Excalibur. So we have sovereignty, power, action, truth. Now that seems a little more.
But then sovereignty and power feel similar. Because I think I tried it. That's why I was asking, because I have this oracle. I think I've tried it. I've actually, to be completely honest, kept this oracle mostly because I have 2 Arthurian tarot decks, and I want to be able to have a pairing for it. And this is based in Arthurian legends. So I feel like, and I love the art style, but do I pull this out just generally by itself? No, it's a pairing deck for me, not a standalone.
And that's why I'm like, this is very Arthurian. I mean, we have Lancelot, we have Guinevere, and it's like, I don't really have anything that really connects with that. Ooh, you know what I mean?
Like, you have Slavic legends. Vintage Moon just said it goes good with Slavic legends and Celtic wisdom.
I do.
But aren't you, is that in your pile? Okay, well, maybe we table it and
we'll table it and we'll look at that. Yeah.
the way your face shifted.
I was like, oh, like, yeah.
Actually, interesting.
Very interesting.
Okay.
But I mean, look how funny with the unicorn.
Yeah, you know that's never leaving my collection for that card alone. Like, it's not happening. But
I mean, it has the long tail, but we're all right.
Here's the thing, though. How in your collection do you typically use oracle decks? Like, if you were to be like, what do you look for in an oracle deck?
I'm looking for something. I rarely look for something that is a standalone or something that, I mean, sometimes I do grab things as a standalone, but like, that's usually not my intention. I'm usually thinking about, what am I going to use this with? What is this going to be beneficial when it comes to my tarot practice mostly? Like I said, it's not that I don't sometimes pick my oracle first and throw those down and then put tarot around it or just use the oracle, but it is pretty rare. So I use them with my tarot very specifically for the most part. I'd say probably 75 to 80% of the time.
Okay, so, and you don't have a lot in your collection that has that Celtic landscape vibe?
Well, I do, but it's not Arthurian, right? So it's more like Druid kind of Celtic vibes over the Arthur legend. Yeah, I don't really have anything that has that.
You don't have the French Arthurian tarot, that beautiful, oh God.
And I think that's where I feel like this is lacking, where like some of them I feel like obviously I can take them out and they're not so specific that it's like, because they have those other keywords, like I know that they're, you know, it's expansive in that way.
Yeah.
It just kind of puts a wrench in the system when I have something like, you know, it's very Arthur heavy, that I just feel like it's kind of outside of the realm of the things that I have to kind of really feel like it flows with it. It's very rare that I want that specific energy, if that makes sense.
I totally know what you mean. Yeah, I totally know what you mean. So that
when I'm going for energy, it's more like druid, earthy kind of vibes that I'm looking for, very folk, cottage core-ish vibe. Yeah. And while this fits, it fits in like it's too niche, I think, is where this feels like to me.
Do you have Witch Sister?
Oh, I do have Witch Sister.
That one is a really good pairing suggestion, actually. What do you use with Witch Sister now when you use it? Do you reach for any oracle with that? Because I feel like that deck would actually benefit by having a focal point to frame
it does. I like the Citadel with that one. I think it's because of the red in the Citadel.
Yeah.
And I find like it's so heavy that I like that very like open white background with like something very specific with it, you know?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, if you've already got a pairing for like that's the problem. Like if you're like, okay, it might pair with this, but you've already got something that you prefer to pair with that, then it's not a good option for you.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where like I could see how it would be good, but I don't know if I would ever reach for it for that. Again, because like when something comes up like Guinevere or Lancelot or something like that, it's just like it doesn't hold what I wanted. And then I start thinking of Monty Python and it just like
okay, wait. Yeah, if you go Monty Python, I could see that being a barrier for sure. Okay.
You know, like that's what I think about.
Let's have a group verdict. What do we think Dani should do? Should she keep it or should she rehome it? I'm gonna give my vote. Don't let my vote influence your vote. My vote, I think you should let it go. It doesn't feel like it fits. You don't have a strong bond with the theme of the deck to begin with. And the few decks you have that it might pair with already have pairs. Yeah, spellcasters is another
Yeah, idea. I love me some spellcasters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pamela says move it along. Allison said pair. Kristen says rehome. Trio says rehome. Yep, rehome.
Yeah, I'm really thinking so. As much as it is a beautiful deck, it just doesn't. I want it to be more than that, you know, like.
Yeah.
I think it's, you know, it's all the god and goddesses and, you know, there's Arthur in here. There's a lot of people. There's Brigid. And it's like, it's not enough, I think. And
Yeah.
You know, it's the face cards. I think it's more like a concept versus the actual, like, storyline. I think it would be better. So, I think y'all are right. Yeah.
Let her go. All right. That's one down for Dani.
Boom.
All right. Thank you all for the feedback.
Thank you.
One said keep because it's not available anymore. Is it out of print? I'm looking.
Is it out of print? That usually doesn't stop me.
No, and it might be. I'm not seeing a legit copy come up on Amazon, so it might be, but don't let that stop you. I think if it's not a good fit,
never does.
Let it go.
I'm not super precious with stuff like that. So like if it's out of print, it's like
yeah. Y'all
if I'm not
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found it on Amazon, but it was being sold by not Amazon, which usually gives me a moment to pause to go, interesting. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna show my first one. This one breaks my heart, to be honest, because this is definitely one of those where I just legitimately don't know what to do with it. This is the Great Goddess Oracle. Oh. This one blew me away. Okay, hold on. Here's the thing. This one blew me away. This is a Lucy Cavendish deck. Like it is.
It's a beautiful box.
It's absolutely
gorgeous. I don't remember this one.
There's the backs. It's that Blue Angel cardstock. So how this is structured, Dani. is for every card you have, or for every goddess, so it's a goddess deck. For every goddess, you have two cards, right? So here's Inanna, and we have Inanna, Lady of Respite, and it says card 1, her blessing. And then card 2 is the invocation. And when I tell you, y'all, okay, I'm going to have to read because I have to. I'm just going to pick a random goddess from in here. Okay, we have Nut. Egyptian goddess Nut. So the blessing is written as if, and it's also structured around like Maiden Mother Crones. There's like equal amounts of like maiden and mother and crone goddess figures, right? So then the blessing portion is as if Newt is speaking to you. So Newt speaks, I am the vast undiscovered cosmos, the universes and galaxies, the planets, the asteroids, the overarching inky sky at night. When I come to you, I wish for you to gaze into the depths of the universe and become one with the infinite that dwells within you. You are a living fragment of stardust and bone, and I am the great guardian of all that we cannot come close to knowing. Like, it is written like that the whole way through.
That's beautiful.
And then the invocation is like as if you're talking to her. So it's like, Newt, my goddess, it is so beautiful, this immensity that is you, you, my sky mother, yet maiden. From you come the stars, O mother of moon and sun. Bring to me, dear mother of the night, sky, and stars, that wonder, the throes of endless awe at being a part of this universe at this time, in this moment, like no other, yet joined to all, a flowing river of life moving in and out of you. It is so beautifully written. So like one is like her blessing to you, and one is like an invocation, almost like these are more like altar cards.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask you. Okay, is that, because this doesn't seem like a quote unquote oracle.
No,
like you know, this is something more like, okay, like the goddess oracle or the witches, whatever that I have, like, but those I pick every once in a while and I put on my altar. Like last night, it like stood out to me, so I grabbed one and it was Artemis, and I was like, oh, this is a fun one, you know, like, and I kind of do that, like, but I don't do as much goddess work. And so my question to you would be like, I know that you do some, but like, is this something that you would use on an altar or to call that kind of thing? Would you use the invocations? Would you use stuff like that? Because this seems like something that you would use over like pulling it with something.
Yeah, it's really, really, really beautiful. Oh, Krista says, okay, hold on. Krista says, I feel like it'd be cool to in one of your envelope readings, putting them in their pairs. It is, but here's the thing. This is definitely, this is not where my practice, here's where I struggle in general with goddess decks. Like I have my original that always stays in my collection is the Sophia Marashinsky and Hrana Janto one I always talk about, the one that's just called the Goddess Oracle, been around forever. I have that one. Yeah. I absolutely love it. And that one also has like sort of an invocation in it, and it also has like their story and myth. And then I also have the Goddess on Earth Oracle, which is also really rich and beautiful and but that one has like really usable keywords on it. So here's my struggle. My struggle with doing this in envelopes. Okay, maybe here's what the problem is. This feels to me like it's like somebody else putting words in my mouth for how I would interact with that goddess, number one, which is already iffy, even though the writing is beautiful. And then the other writing, which is the goddess speaking to me, is also beautiful, but it's this isn't really something that's in my practice right now. Like I'm not working with, I never really have, if I'm being honest. I tend to, the way my deity work has always typically looked is I form a relationship, and that's the relationship I'm working in. So if it doesn't function as an oracle,
and it doesn't function on your altar as a practice. My thing is if it doesn't function as an oracle, it doesn't function within your ritual or your practice.
Yeah.
As beautiful as it's really cool. I love the like mosaic, almost looking like it would be like found tiles of, you know, these goddesses or whatever. I love the look. I love the idea. But yeah, I'm the same way, like, especially when it comes to deity work. Like, it's one of those things that I use it in the same way as I use like the saints in Catholicism or anything. Like I use my deity. Granted, I've had some that come up again. Like I said, Artemis came up for me last night out of the blue. It's not something that I was expecting. I was sitting down, I was looking through my decks, and I was like, I really need to pull something from here. And boom, it was there, and I understood where this was coming from. But I use a lot of feminine energy, so I don't really care where that energy comes from. I need to know what side of it that I use. So that's kind of how I do it. But I have my main ones. I don't often go out of those realms. Like I have my Hecate, I have Persephone, I have Minerva, I have Artemis, I have Mary. I have, you know, like I have very specific ones that I utilize those energies. And it's very rare that I go out of that. And so I feel like depending upon what kind of practice you have, this would really benefit if you did it that way. But if you don't, I don't know how well it would work in a
my hesitation, I think, on this is that when it comes to I've never really been the type to be like, let me work with this god or goddess for this thing, or that god and goddess for that thing. I've never worked with deity that way. It's always been direct, personal, connected relationship. And that's not where my practice is at all anymore. And funny enough, actually, when it comes to divine feminine, I have felt my practice shift towards this. I mean, you've seen it because we've talked about it, but this like sort of like divine feminine as like the being and experiencing of being on the earth, and like that grounded sort of general, I don't know how to describe it, but this like kind of raw, primal, deep, dark feminine energy.
Yes. For me, I describe it as those deep, dark waters. That's what it feels like to me.
Yes. So like that, I've been really enjoying the tarot of her for that. I loved working with the Earth Woman tarot and that Earth Song Oracle pair for that energy. Both of those worked beautifully because it was like earth as mother, mother as earth kind of vibes. Both of those feel that way. And so they tap me into that energy. I have not been called to work with any of my goddess decks for literally years. But I mean, I like, this feels like so lush.
I know, and it looks very lush, you know?
Yeah. But
I think with the right practice, it would be beautiful. But honestly, my say for you, I would say a no. I would say a let it go.
Yeah. I should let it go. I mean, but it's so pretty.
It is so pretty.
Okay. It's always going to be my hesitation, but it's pretty. But yeah, I just don't know how to work with it. It's just been sitting because I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. And truly, I have more goddess decks than I need because I reach for them so rarely. Like the ones that I keep because they've got something else that sort of like.
Yeah, I literally have one. I have the regular goddess oracle. This one. I have this one.
Yep, that's the Pranashanto and the Sophia Marashinsky. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. And like, I need that. And then goddess on
and then I have the one that has the witches.
Yeah.
Do you know what we're talking about?
The one I have a print from, the black and gold.
Oh, I think so. Yes.
Hi, Cindy. Yeah, vote so far to move it along.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, which is a legend. I have a print from that deck, so I didn't keep the deck.
Yeah.
The print I treasure. I've got the Never Not Broken. I love it.
Oh, I love her. Yeah, this one is beautiful, and I love it because of all of the gorgeous. For those of you who don't know what this looks like, it's the
artwork in that is beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's got a lot of this is what I want to show Hell because it's got a lot of that smoke. I think Marie Laveau's in here. That's a gotta have it. I have Marie Laveau on my altar. So like we got Marie, baby. We got that.
This is such a great question. Why did you buy it and what were you hoping to get out of it? Okay, I'm gonna be so for real right now. Here's why I bought it, because I thought the backs of the cards were beautiful. And I've done that before, and sometimes it works out. I ended up with the Solitary Witch Oracle because of the beautiful gold foil pentagram backs. Beautiful. That deck totally worked out. It's so gorgeous. I love it. But this one just does not have that going on for it. Yeah. So thanks, y'all. Appreciate you. Yeah. I'm gonna let it go.
Okay. So let's go into the one we just talked about. Let's talk about Slavic Legends.
Slavic Legends. Yeah.
This is a beautiful deck. I freaking it's so beautiful. And that's why I always have like the greatest hesitation with this, because I love the look of it. I love the little, it's like a little book.
Yeah.
Now mine is glossy. I do have the glossy one. See, I'm looking at it, I'm like, but it's so pretty.
That was my problem with this deck too. It's just absolutely beautiful. God,
it's so pretty. And I do love the Phoenix here. God damn it. But like, the gloss is so real.
You have it in both cardstocks, Vintage Moon?
Oh my gosh. Maybe if I had it in a different card, I say that. I don't know. Stop looking at my face.
But your face is so beautiful. Your camera's like, I need to focus on it.
Stop looking at me, Swan. All right.
It's really pretty.
It is so pretty. I love this Three of Cups. I don't know. The beauty in this is so, God dog it. It's so real.
Yeah.
But I don't reach for it, y'all. And it is very.
Yeah. I had to let that go too. I was like, I couldn't bond with that. I don't know why. It's so pretty. It never felt like something I could read with, weirdly. There's no reason for that. There's no logical explanation.
But it's true. I can look at this all day. Thank you, Nat.
I missed the reference, but I miss all the references. Dani knows this about me. I don't get anything.
I don't know. Have you ever watched Billy Madison?
No.
Okay. Yeah. She wouldn't have got it's okay. But thank you for getting my casual Adam Sandler. Yeah. It's so gorgeous, but like again, it's not something that I reach for, and I don't know why. Everything about it is so lush. All of I don't know what's stopping me. It's like I'm not called to it. Like there are some decks where like I feel like I don't go too often, but like I'm still called to like I'll take it out and I'll sit with it. You know, like I might not read for others, I might not show it on my channel, I might not whatever, but like, you know, I'm still very drawn to it.
Yeah.
With this one, as soon as I take it out, I'm like, this is so gorgeous. But like, I don't want to lay the cards out. I just want to look at it.
That's what happens to me with all of the, okay, hot take. I don't know what it is, but this happens to me with all of this creators decks. I had the same problem with Dark Mansion or Haunted Dark Mansion.
Dark Mansion. Yeah.
And it's weird because I look at it and it's lush and it's beautiful and the art is rich and it's detailed and there's no reason that I can explain. But there's something about their decks, and this is not a reflection on them at all. But my interaction with their decks, for some reason, it's like small talk. It's like the best small talk ever. Like they're beautiful, and I feel like we can do the elevator thing all day long. Like how's the weather? But I can't go deep with any of those decks, and I don't know why. I have zero explanation, but I've had the exact same experience. And all I could think of with Slavic Legends is maybe it's because I didn't know the stories, but I don't think that's it. Because
I don't think that's it either. Because like I see some and like some I think of like Midsummer, you know, like the movie Midsummer, which I mean, I'm all about the vibes. But another thing, my Dark Mansion is matte.
Mine was.
This one is glossy. Sometimes that does.
I mean, maybe, but I did have the matte version of the Slavic Legends, and it didn't change anything for me.
But I think you're right. And like, I also have a soft spot for Baba Yaga, and Baba Yaga is in here.
I know, I love her. That card is probably my favorite in the deck. It's so beautiful.
And that's what really drew. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I never like Baba Yaga is something that came into my life way later. I didn't grow up with that. That wasn't part of whatever.
Yeah.
But there's something about her that I'm just so like I'm so drawn to. I'm so intrigued about. And so when I saw that, I was like, I got it. And it was beautiful. But like, I definitely agree. Like, another thing is that it felt so earthy and beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many of the like antlers and just kind of covered in vines that really draws me to this. But it's like, I'm not speaking with it. You know, I want to look at it, but I don't want to speak with it. As weird as that sounds. But it is so gorgeous. And that really puts a stopper on me from like allowing it to go. But I'm like,
I wonder if like, okay, for me, when I think of like what it does so beautifully, I think is it brings you into that, like the wild, right? But when I think of going into the wild, I go to decks like the Brian Froud Fairy Oracle or Tarot of the She, or like I need that grittier wild, I think. And this is a very, it's like the difference to me between a field of flowers and like a bunch of wild herbs.
Yes, because, and I think you want me to tell you why I feel like that, because so many things I'm like looking through and I'm like, but look at all the leaves, they're like tangled in these vines and like, I want that. But then there's stuff like this, which is all the dripping in jewels and everything is very jeweled and opulent. And I think that might be where it disconnects from me. It's like, I'm in such a place, like when I want those kind of things, I want that earthy, nitty gritty,
almost gritty.
Yes. And I have a tendency towards that. I think that has a lot to do with culture and the way that we're raised, where we're either in this like gritty space, you know, I call it like action things like do that as well, where it's very earthy, it's very gritty, it's very backwoods, and I love that. And then when it gets too ornate, in some ways I want to pull back, and I like things that are fully ornate, you know. Like I'll go into like a revival art, and like I think if it was just ornate, just gritty,
it's like it overlaps two worlds that you don't normally overlap. like
don't overlap those. And I think like if I would pull them separate and be like these, but not together. It's almost too pretty. Exactly. There's some elements of it that are too pretty.
Yeah, 100%. Hi, Shayla. Are you here?
Hi,
Shayla. Okay, let's have a vote, y'all. My vote, I think you should let it go. What does the chat think?
Yeah, what do y'all think? It's so beautiful, but
I know.
See, I mean, like, look at that. Wow, like
I know.
But then when you pair that with that adorable little duck or goose or whatever, like.
Yeah. Vintage says keep it. Artemisian says let it go. Tammy Pice has been there, let it go. If you aren't using it, let it go. Allison, let it go. My thing is when I start to identify a deck that for whatever reason I am finding myself never wanting to reach for, or like I have a spin the wheel thing that like I throw all my decks in there and I spin the wheel. If I always want to respin when I pull a deck, that's also a really good indicator.
That's really like.
Yeah, Barb says if you have to talk yourself into it, then it's not right.
I know.
Yeah. Trio says keep it for the art. You should never keep it if you don't vibe with it. Yeah.
I know. I've battled with that. Like there are some. It's very few. There are some decks that like I'll keep because I just love the art or I love something about it and I don't really use it. But it is so rare because my practice is a practice. It is not a it's not a collector space in the way that I utilize it. So I have trouble when stuff gets really stagnant. I'm like, but I can let someone else use this or even just keep it on their shelf. That's totally fine. But I want something different that's going to serve that purpose. And I loved that folksy space in it, that I think it does. It kind of shifts it. Some of it just doesn't flow all the way through. And I think that's why there's a hesitation. So I think that this is definitely going to be in a pile to go. I think I might try a couple of spreads with it. But this is one that I'm really going to consider letting this go. I'm going to try to talk to it one more time. But
yeah.
Sort of. Yeah, I do. I don't. And that's why I say like, mine is less of a, like if I could keep all the ones and just like go through them and just like oogle over the artwork, I totally would. Yeah. But when I tell you like in the environment that I'm in, if I'm evacuating, if I got to pack my decks up, like they have to be able to get packed up. Like they're not going to be on display. Like I pack them up for a storm. And so they have to be mobile. So while I do still have a large collection, in my opinion, I think it's somewhere around 100, maybe. I said that last time, I haven't counted, but if it's too big, then I'm at risk of losing an entire collection, and I'm just not willing to do that.
Yeah. Vintage Moose says use it with Mists of Avalon. You might want to, if you're going to test it out anyway, without Mists of Avalon with it and see if you like them together.
Absolutely.
Somebody also said chop 3 borders off. I think Pamela said it, but I'm not sure if she was talking about Mists of Avalon or not. But that might be something else to think about, is if you just kept the bottom keyword. But I'm still going to sit with the opinion of, because the theme of the deck isn't really your vibe to begin with.
I think if the theme of the deck fit more in what I knew, I think that would be a really good option.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's quite, I think it's like like I said, they have great keywords, but I think it's because it's too particular and too much into the actual Mist of Avalon legends and stuff like that, tales, that really kind of puts a damper on it. So yeah.
Oh, talking about Slavic cutting the borders off.
Oh, that would be beautiful too.
Yeah, that would be pretty. I don't know that I could. I like the borders to contain those decks with that much artwork. Oh, that's what I was going to say though. You might want to take yourself on a little trip through like Etsy or something and see if you can find just a really amazing print of Baba Yaga. Because if you think about it, if you had to choose between a really great print of Baba Yaga on your wall or this deck, what would you pick?
I would go for I would definitely go find me a really cool Baba Yaga for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And there's some good stuff out there. I know because I bought a Baba Yaga sticker once that I just love. I should show it to you. It's really cool. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So decision mostly made? Are we still on the iffy?
Yeah, I think it's mostly made. I'm going to play with it, but I think it is mostly made. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I have the Gourmet Tarot.
Oh, that one's so fun though, man.
Okay, but here's the thing. Like, I had so much fun. Look at the back. I had so much fun opening this and going through it, and I've not touched it since. Like, I don't know. Like, this was such an impulse buy. Now, it was a really fun little Kickstarter that I did. I love the art style. I love the foods in here. Rice for Death is hilarious. Breadsticks with 10 of Wands. I mean, it's actually really great, but like, ask me in what scenario I actually want to pull a food tarot to answer a question, though.
I was literally about to say that. I'm like, in what realm would you like, unless you're reading at a dinner party, which how many times are you going and reading at a dinner party, and why would you even, you know, like,
I love it.
I don't know. But I mean, not everything has to be practical. It could just be fun. But I struggle with that because my brain is like, no, it has to be practical.
Like, look at the samosas. It's
so great.
It's so great. It's so great. But like, it legitimately, I had the best time going through this deck when I got it.
I loved watching you go through this deck. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was pretty tempted watching you do it because I'm like, it's so smart.
Shawarma.
It really is smart.
I will say, as a food deck is concerned, one of the things I've loved about this one and why I was so excited about it is because it's got so much multicultural food that I've had the chance to like try, because I live in a city with a lot of really great multicultural food options. So I knew what basically everything was, which made me just really happy.
I don't know what a lot of these things are.
Oh, so good. But that would be a barrier for a lot of people, I think, because there's a lot of foods in here that if you're not in an area with like a really good food variety, you're not going to have encountered. Like, look how cute. Like, I don't have Kawaii Tarot anymore because it was too messy. Yes, keep for the joy. But here's the thing. Other than literally the first time when I pulled it out and looked at it, it's not the kind of deck that I sit and flip through just for funsies either. Look at soup dumplings, isn't it?
Oh my God, I love that. Krista said, I feel like I'd use it to meal plan or something, like use it for inspiration when I wanted. That's a really fun idea.
I actually considered that. I was like, oh, I could do it when Peggy and I are trying to figure out where to go for dinner. But like, I know myself. I'm not going to pull cards in that scenario. I'm just not. I said the exact same thing. I'm like, I could use it as like, yeah, like for meal planning or for like, where do we want to go out to eat? It's like all the different types of food for the world card is so fun. Like all the different cultures. So fun. Oh, look, it's Korean barbecue. I think one of the things I love the most about it is that there was so much Asian food representation here. And Peggy and I do tend to eat a lot of like Asian foods where we live. Like, it's fondue.
I love Asian
for the
food. I love it.
Or 5 of Wands. Wait, why is fondue the 5 of Wands? We're not competing. Okay, anyway. See, this is also my problem. There's a fortune cookie card. Wait, how does the food relate to the suit? It does seem to track, actually. Most of the cards. Okay, so for example, there is actually a system. So I'm trying to remember what it is, though. I used to know it. I think that the Wands had a lot of baked goods. No, I think they just picked. No, it's not suit related. It's, well, other than the cups. The cups are going to have obviously a lot of beverages. But the like, look at the Hermit with this freaking green tea with the lotus. Oh. But I love this clam chowder soup bowl. It like makes me think of like memories of like places I used to eat. This is the most dumb but funny moon card.
Dude, that's funny though. I mean, the crescent.
Yeah, fire hot food. Yeah, I suppose. 10 of Pentacles is caviar. Like, they definitely put thought into what's what.
Yeah, some of it is really clever. If you watch Lisa's walkthrough of it, a lot of it is really clever.
It was so fun.
But yeah, I don't know.
But it's one of those things. It's like, I am never, ever, ever going. It's been sitting in its box ever since I opened it because like it's the funnest thing that somebody did this, and I was obsessed with the backs, just obsessed. I don't mind having food themes show up in decks, like Tarot Joe pointed out. It was a note for the casserole card in Seasons of the Witch, and it's a note here as well. I have cookbooks for casseroles. I mean, valid. I think the thing for me is that I don't mind if food shows up in decks as a representation of something. But the entire deck of food, I had the same problem with there's other decks that were food decks that I didn't back that I saw on Kickstarter that I was the same thing. I'm like, what am I going to use this for? What am I going to use it for? I don't know. But this feels like a novelty deck. And the unfortunate reality is I don't necessarily like amassing novelty decks. Like I have a couple fandom decks that I literally got just to collect. That's fine. Because like, oh, this ties to a memory of mine or a fandom of mine that I really like. That's fine. But this is just like legitimately just
judge you when it comes to that, you know, like, so I feel you on that. For me, it would be a no because of that. It's like, it is a novelty, but it's like also one that I don't want to be like like shitty and be like, it's not practical, but like,
but it's not.
For my brain, it's not. It's really not. It's like there's nothing where I would be like, you know what I need? I need some food to talk about this. Like, I just won't do it. You know what I'm saying? If I want some food, I'm going to go get some Buddha and we're going to pull some cards over some Buddha. Like, that's what we're going to do. We're going to eat some food, but we're not going to.
As a representation of culture used in a smart way in a deck, I'm here for. But, like, it has to be, I think, woven into. That's the other thing is there's no real people interaction showing up here. There's no personalities. There's no faces for me to storytell with. And like you and I read tarot in a very similar way.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like without that to riff off of, like intuitively, there's not, it's like, oh, that's a cool association, but there's nothing for me to read with, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not, it doesn't feel like there's sustenance, but not substance, right? Like,
yes. There's just not enough happening, but man, I have to say of all the food decks I've seen, and I've seen quite a few, I think they did such a great job with this.
They did do a great job. It's so fun. It really is fun.
If, like, clever. If you're really passionate about food and food prep, like let's say you're a chef and you're like, oh my God, this is my two passions connecting.
See, that I think would be different. Like if you're a chef or if like food is like your life, this would be really fun and really like connected, because then you could probably connect way more than we could.
Yep. I just realized, y'all, and I know we're like halfway in, but I'm gonna open up my chat properly here. Hold on. Because I just realized we can do a thing. As long as am I muted? I'm muted. Okay, good. Let me pop out this chat because I just realized. Pop out. Oh my God. I didn't mess anything up, did I? No.
I don't think so.
No, we're still here. Okay, cool. Because I think okay. Keep or rehome. Okay.
A poll. I know what you do.
It'll only take like 2 seconds. Okay, so here's the official poll. There we go. Okay, so now we can have a poll.
Love it.
I mean, I know how this one's going to probably go, but you can officially vote, and this is easier than typing out comments. So, oh God, it's already 89%. I don't know if you can see it, Dani. If you don't have the chat open, you might not be able to see it.
I can't see it because I don't have that chat open, but I'll post it.
Yeah, I'll keep it posted. We'll give you all a couple more minutes to vote. That's a really obvious. Let it go. Okay, cool. Yeah, they did do a really great job. It's more of a collector's item or for a foodie. Yeah, I totally agree. And like, this is where that weird thing of like, do I collect? Absolutely. But do I collect just to have, excuse me, not really. I have to cough for a minute.
Yeah.
Please. There we go. Let's try to cough in y'all's ear. Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, okay, that was fun. Thanks, y'all. Thank you for voting. We'll let that vote stay up for a couple more seconds while I take the banner down. It definitely helps to make a decision when you see a percentage. That is so true. I'm going to close the poll in like 10 seconds. So last chance to get your vote in. But that was really fun. Okay. And it should post the results in the chat. All righty. So what you got up next, Ms. Dani?
Okay. Next, I have the Guided Hand Tarot.
Oh, okay. Let me pop the banner up.
So this is a really cool deck. And I do like the collage, but I feel like I have other collage decks that flow a little better for me. We have a lot of light colors like pinks and, granted, they're really cool images. And I've used this quite a bit.
I don't think I've seen this.
But like, I traded for this one. And it was it's really cool, but I think that the vibe for me is just not quite right. it's got some really cool images.
Is it collage? I'm confused. Is it collage or is it?
It is collage. What dog it? Get off of my face.
Yeah, it doesn't. It gets mad if your face is there. Okay. I see.
So there's like it's collage, but it's also like drawn. It's very it's textured. It's like it must be what do I call it? Like physical
collage.
It's not something physical collage, analog. not digital. You know,
analog.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. It's a very interesting deck, but I think a lot of it has to do with like the color palette is not something I'm usually attracted to.
Yeah.
And it's just not.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not quite it, I don't think.
There's like, is there any card you like pull out and you're like, I really love this card, or I really love the way they handled this? Because you seem very meh about it, to be honest.
I'm kind of meh about it. Like the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm like, no, I like this card, but mostly because I like moss.
Yeah, it's like not.
It's not that. And it's like some of them have like vintage portraits and stuff like that, which I do really like. But for the majority, it's a lot of like things that maybe you'd find in a magazine or like it reminded me, I think what drew me to it initially is it reminded me of, I'm going to show you, BRB.
Oh, okay.
It reminded me of these old books that I had when I was a kid.
Yeah, we have a shrug emoji in the chat. Tarot Geek says, I used it a lot pre-pandemic, but haven't used it in the last 3 or 4 years at all. I think there are so many collage decks now. I just am not called to it anymore. That is a very good point. When collage decks first came out, I feel like it was all very exciting. They all seemed really cool. Oh, okay.
You see these? So as a kid, I found them at a thrift store, obviously. I used to have a couple of these when I was a kid. And it literally looks like they would have taken some of the images.
Oh wow!
You can tell I use these in my books. I like cut them out. But it reminded me of that. I'm like, oh, it looks like they like made it out of these, you know?
Right.
And so I think that's what initially kind of struck me. But then I realized I'm like, but that's not really where I want it. You know what I mean? Favorite collage. Oh, Scarab and Dahlia is a big favorite of mine when it comes to collage. I think
I love Scarab and Dahlia. I don't even hang it. It's like out on my shelf because I use it all the time.
It's in my bag. But yeah, like I do really like that one. I really like the Ritual Tarot. It's like a really funky, as funny as it is. You know what I think I like the most about the Ritual Tarot? It reminds me of Jacob's collages. When he was in Jacob graduated in interior design.
Yeah.
And so when he was in interior design, I wrote his papers and I would help him do some of his projects, you know, but they did a lot of collage, I guess, like, you know, with, I don't know, it's one of the art classes, I guess it was about like piecing things together, textures and whatever. But he used to put these things together, and a lot of them reminded me of the way that and the images that were used in the Ritual Tarot, because it was very like National Geographic kind of like old collage stuff. So like I think that's why I'm drawn to stuff like that, because that holds a space. Like it makes me think of things like that.
Oh, I love that.
Made me think of those books, but like I have those books and I utilize those and I use it in my own art. And this one just kind of kept falling short. Now I've used it for myself. I've used it for clients. I've used it with a lot. And so it's a really good reader. It's really well done. But I'm like,
meh. Yeah, Adam says the problem with guided hand tarot is that it has fierce collage competition and it doesn't cut the mustard against many other better collage decks, in my opinion, but it's still beautiful. I
agree.
It was like how many collage decks Like, do you feel like you want a lot of?
Uh-oh. Lisa.
I'm back.
Are you back? Okay. I'm like, Lisa.
My internet's just having a moment. I don't know why.
Okay.
It seems like it's fine now. It like legit pulled my camera down. I'm like, okay, but it put me back, so that's good.
Really?
Yeah, it was just a hiccup, I guess, because the internet seems fine now. Yeah, so I was just gonna say though, if you don't want a lot of collage decks, then
I know. I'm like, meh. I think I have other ones that really speak more to me than this one does, and I think that's why. Like, it's really cool. It's a really good reader. But I agree with Adam too. Like, it just, there's so much competition in that. Like, I'm not gonna, if I'm going for a collage, I'm not gonna reach for that. If I want something that feels fun and whimsical like this, I'll probably go to the Cult Following, which is more of a 90s vibe.
yeah.
And again, I think it's like a period of time. This is when I was younger that it makes me think of stuff. And like, it's rare that I go to that. And now if I'm going for, you know, like inner child work or stuff like that, I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to use Unicorn's Journey Tarot, or I'm going to use something a little more playful.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like Unicorn's Journey Tarot is so good for inner child work for me. And like even reading for others, like I love using that for that because it just brings out a whole story. It's like, but look, you know, like look at all the things in the background. It really pulls it out. And so like, I'm not going to use this for that.
No.
You know, because I don't find it has the same impact. So I think for me, it's like,
yeah. Yeah, the poll's sitting at 88% rehome right now.
Yeah, I think I'm agreed. It's like as fun as it is, and it's really well done. I feel like I'm grown out of it. I used it for a while. It was great, and then I just kind of grew out of it.
Yep. Okay, closing the poll. Closing the poll.
Okay.
All righty. Let me type this in real quick so I don't have to do it. So my next one is I'm super on the fence about because okay, I've used it a lot, but okay. Oh, I have to do the poll real quick so that it's ready to hit. Okay. Actually, I'll just put it up front, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about you ended up with 51 votes, 88% rehome, and 11% keep on your guided hand.
Okay.
So we're going to be talking about the Sacred Hags Oracle. Let me talk about this a little bit while I type this in. Should Lisa keep or rehome Sacred Hags?
Exactly. Not all decks are forever decks. I absolutely agree. Some is for a season. Same way that people are in our lives. Some things are for a season.
Season, reason, lifetime. I'm going to just go ahead and throw the poll up now. You guys can vote whenever. I don't know. Will it let you change your vote? I don't know. Let me know.
I don't know.
Okay, so here's the story with this deck. So I used this all through 2024 in Dawn Michelle's Weaver practice. This was like my guide deck. Now I was going through a thing where I was really leaning hard into Crone and Hag energy in general. But I have some beefs with this deck, and then I also have some, I don't know, like I bonded with it through that process, but also I feel like my time with it might be done. So let me see if I can articulate that. So this is what the backs look like. It does not shuffle in a satisfying way. There's like a slight unevenness to the cut. This was one of those split. It was like split in the box kind of situations. Yeah, so it doesn't shuffle great, which whatever. But and then okay, the art style is also not my style. However, okay, I added keywords to the cards. So like here is what is this? Hag of Holy Stones, and this is Second Sight. And I took the keywords from the guidebooks. This is Wheel of the Year, but it's Seasons of Moon and Flame, Heart Healing for Hag of Hawthorns. They're not the kind of keywords that necessarily immediately make this a usable oracle deck, though, is the thing. So like Belonging works great, I guess, as does Sacrifice for this one. But first of all, it wasn't usable until I added the keywords, number one, which is usually a sign there's going to be a bit of a thing. And then the art style, as you can see, is like these like black and white or like kind of minimal with splashes of color. I was not attracted to this deck visually at all. I'll be honest. I'm still not. But
I was about to say, like, this seems very outside of your realm.
Also, it's
visually.
Kind of I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of warps. But in the guidebook, and this is what I really liked about it, in the book, you get this section that says Grandmother Speaks. And so it would give you this like little message. And it was always really nice. Like this one is Season of Wild Delights, Indulgence. was the key word here. And it says, grandmother speaks. Yes, here we are, friend. This is a time to delight in the senses, to indulge in the pleasure, in this pleasure planet of ours. Such brilliance is there in being a human creature after all. Just for today, feed your inner hedonist and feed this part of you well. Repent nothing. This world is meant to be licked and loved. Your body was born for bliss, and I'll hear nothing more of your tight-lipped restraint. Say what you want of the witch, but hers is most certainly not a path of deprivation. And then there's a little morning ritual and like a moonlight ritual. And so for a little while, I actually had this in my bedtime deck roundup, and I would do the moonlight rituals because they're always really simple. Like this is the gratitude portal. Before you go to sleep tonight, set your mind to finding the gratitude portal. This is a place between you now in the present moment and another version of you in the realm of the yet to come. The you that is yet to come is feeling a sense of embodied gratefulness and whole heart thank you for some miraculous event as yet unknown to you. Let the feelings of gratitude bind you to that version of yourself in the yet to come now. Let gratitude become the glue. And see, some of this is that I like Daniel Dulski's writing style.
I was about to say, like, this feels like something
all over again.
Yeah, like, I think that where my question is like, does this feel like something you would want to engage with again? Like, use again in your nighttime rituals? Or did you go run through the gambit and now it would only be repeating itself? Is it something that you would want to repeat ritualistically?
Yeah, like I feel like it had its time in my bedtime practice and I moved it out of that. It had its time for me in a year of being my guide deck in that practice that I did. So I had its time with it there. It's interesting because Krista says, feels like a similar vibe to the Song of the Grandmother's Oracle. But somebody else pointed this out. This is a no for me. Grandmother only speaks in the guidebook. The difference between this one and the Song of the Grandmothers is that the Song of the Grandmothers also has enough happening on the card itself with like a little haiku to bring me into that energy. And then you're right, actually, Krista. I think if I'm being honest, I think that when I think of a grandma deck, well, I've got two things going on for me right now, actually. When I think of a grandma deck, I think of Song of the Grandmothers. But I also think of something that I'm working on. And I don't think I need this.
Oh, I don't think you need it.
I haven't said anything about it. So I'm
as
just
soon as you said that, no, we're not going to talk about it, but I don't think you need that anymore.
I don't think I need this.
Because when you want
feels this need.
Yeah. Well, and don't you also have, when I think of like grandma decks, don't you also have that guardian angel deck that you and Dawn did
the mod on? I love that deck.
I feel like it's so soft, and now that doesn't really have the like hag crone, like I think more raw and real energy in it. It's a very like literal grandma to me. To me, but like, I don't know. It's so funny.
Would you still want this if you put your favorite rituals and sayings in a journal? No.
Oh.
If I went through here and like, but here's the thing. Now that I'm reading this, given where my creative brain is at, I don't need this at all. This is not me. Do you know what I mean? I can't. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay, so then that for me solidifies it, because my main question was, because I know how in depth sometimes you have your nighttime rituals and the way that you kind of sit and you whatever. But like hearing that and like knowing that probably really aided in where you can find these energies. But I think now that you've done it, and now that you are in this creative space and you're moving a little different, I would say personally, I don't think you need it anymore. It's not really your style. You read the guidebook, you did the things. If you go through the book, if you see anything you like, jot it down. But otherwise, I think you've used it, and I think it's time to let it go.
Yeah, I think you're right. And also, somebody just said something about keeping the book, but ditching the cards. Yeah, here it is. Mashinda, I have put it on the screen. And also Lady Slippers said, you're not into your hag years yet. I've been really drawn to this energy because I'm in a transition period in my life. I'm definitely moving from mother to crone years for sure. Like I feel that in my body and my, like where I'm at energetically. But, I don't think this is something specifically I'm going to miss. And I almost feel like what I want is like a book. If that's the case, like not, and there is books by Daniel Dulski, but here's the funny thing about Daniel Dulski's writing. It's beautiful, but I can only handle it in small doses, which I think is why I really enjoyed being in this book. And there's these cards for a while, because her books, I have like, I pulled it up on Amazon so I could tell you which one. I have the book called The Holy Wild, and it's gorgeous, but I cannot digest more than a page or two at a time. So I never finished that book. You know what I mean?
So it's very thick.
It's thick. Yeah.
Thick stuff.
But yeah, I think I think this was definitely a deck that I had for a reason and a season, not a lifetime. I think is where I'm landing with it. Yeah. And the poll right now is sitting, you guys, last chance to vote. But the poll is currently sitting at 82% to rehome. And yeah,
I think a lot of these for us are going to be rehome. I think once we're on the fence, it's really hard to pull ourselves back in. Like I said, that Slavic red is so beautiful. I am going to play with it a little bit more, but I'm still leaning toward. Usually when it gets to this point for me, it's mostly going to be like, I got to let it go.
Yeah.
But I also feel like this next one, this one's a hard one for me.
Is it?
All yeah, because I'm real torn with this one. So whenever we're ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. So I have this one in this bag. But this one, I went through some crap to get this thing in my hands. And I think that's why I'm like, I worked so hard to get it.
Oh, no. Wait, what
is this? Is my Marseille weight.
For real?
You want to know why?
Yes, I do. Oh, I think I know why.
Because of my Rider Marseille.
Yeah, and that's not out yet, right? The Rider Marseille?
No, it should be. This is Artisan Tarot. It was in 2023, so yeah, this one's out.
Oh, okay.
And this is why. Because this did the thing that I wanted to see, but this does it even better. In my opinion.
This is totally a this or that scenario for sure.
Because I love that there are like, it looks like it was actually printed old school. Like in the old Marseille where it was like the color is done and then the print comes on top. So like it's missing color in some areas. In some areas it's not. It's a vibe for me. Okay. Yeah. It's a whole experience. I love that vintage vibe. And while this took the RWS into a bit of that space for me, and I absolutely adored it. Now that I have this other one, I'm like, it's not as, I don't know. It's,
I was muted. Sorry. That one feels more like the Rider-Waite-Smith people, wandered into the Marseille world. It feels very like cohesive. The style feels very cohesive. It feels like it all belongs together more than the other one does, I think.
Yeah. And this one, it's like now that I'm looking at it again too, when I'm looking at these, I'm thinking of the medieval European tarot. Do you know that one?
No, I don't think I do. So, can you show some of those the two? Okay, yeah, grab that. But also I want to see those two side by side, but I gotta turn off my bathroom fan because it's making noise.
Oh, okay. Pull the okay.
I'm back.
Let me grab this. Oh, you're back? Okay. Let me grab this other one. It's hanging on my shelf. I gotta dig for it real quick.
Yeah. I keep so fast. Oh my god, y'all. Yeah, I want to see the artisan one next to it because I was like looking at the Rider Marseille and I'm like, that looks really cohesive. But the artisan one, I feel like I've only seen the once. I feel like I wanted it, but I don't remember why. I had that Marseille weight. I let it go, but that's just because it's not my style as much. But
okay. So first things first, let's look at these a little side by side.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the one on the left feels like a Marseille with...
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. The one on the left is the one you really love, right? That's the Rider.
This is the one I really love. Yeah. This is the Rider Marseille. This is the
Marseille weight.
Marseille weight. Yeah. And so when it just comes to this in general, this artwork does it for me.
It has that like hand-drawn.
I know. And you know I'm obsessed with that. Like I love that etched look. Yeah. Whereas this does not have that. And so while this was the first one, I was for it. I was all about it. But now that I have that other one, it's like, I want to reach for that one. And then now that I'm looking at this, it makes me think of this.
Oh, I cannot with that deck.
I know you can't. Love this one.
What's that one called? The Medieval Tarot?
Medieval Europe Tarot.
Medieval Europe. Okay.
And so like I'm seeing these and I'm like, oh crap nuggets, come on. Like I would much rather this over this now as well.
Yeah.
Especially now that I have something that puts the Marseille and the Rider together.
Yeah.
That takes that part away from me. And then when I think of the medieval look of this one, because I really love that medieval style, like I love the quirky style, but like this is my jam, y'all.
Oh, thanks, Rocky Fire. Yeah. You should let go if you prefer the others. Totally opposite taste. Yeah. Okay. Of those three, if you had them all down on a table, in what order would you want to reach for them? Like you had to pick for a reading.
Honestly, I would go Rider Marseille, so the Artisan Tarot one, Medieval Europe, then the Marseille Wait. Because again, I feel like when it comes to my style, the other two embody both aspects of the Marseille Wait. So having them put together, the Artisan Tarot one does that for me. And then the style, this does it for me better. So I feel like in both cases, I have other decks that hold what I want to see. And at first I didn't have that. And now that I have that one from Artisan Tarot, I'm just like, well, now I have everything that I need. I don't need this.
Yeah.
In those ways. But like, I really did like, I hunted for that deck. It was something that I really wanted to see. I wanted it in my hands. I like the style. I like the vibe.
Yeah.
However, I feel like I have things that are doing more for me with that. And with this one, it is in French.
Yeah.
I don't remember the guidebook much because I translated it here and there, but I didn't really use it because it's one of those out of the box things. I don't think the Artisan Tarot has one at all.
Yeah. And is this a deck you would even reach for the guidebook for? Really?
No.
That's the thing. So it doesn't matter at that point then. Like for a deck like that, if it's like a Rider Classic or like a Marseille, I'm not going to be reaching for a guidebook most of the time anyways.
I rarely even look at them, like, I said that on one of my other videos. I'm like, I really don't look. I mean, unless there's something that I'm looking for or like there's something unique about it or I want to know more about the art, I'll look into the guidebooks. But for basic ones, like, that's why I grab it because I don't want to have to pore over a guidebook for something. So you don't really need to. If you know your stuff, you really don't need to.
Yeah.
So that was never a big thing for me with any of these. Although I do really think the Medieval Europe one is done really well because it's like suede.
That's
and like
nice.
it's really cool.
That's really nice. I like it. I do like the art style. I think for you, when I'm looking between Rider Waite and Rider Marseille and Marseille Waite,
I know
the Artisan Tarot one seems to me it feels more you. Last chance for the poll, y'all. I'm about to put the results up. But yeah, I think so. So the final result on the poll is rehome 61%, keep 38%, but that's a 68 votes. So yeah, definitely leaning towards. Do you feel like you've made a decision?
I think so. I feel like this one's hard to let go, but at the same time, like now that I have these, I know, like I'm not going to pull it out because if I want this, I'm going to pull the other ones.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, 100%. Ambiguity is so fun. I used that one the other day. When I go for Marseille, that's my jam too.
Yeah.
I love Artisan Tarot. Like, I really do. I love the way that they put their deck together.
100%. Okay. Okay, let me grab my next one. Keep or rehome. Okay. So, what's in this delightful bag?
Marseille Wait is mass market. Yeah, it is mass market. I know back in the gap, I had to get mine through France, Amazon. So I don't know how that is now, but like it was mass market.
Yeah, you might be able to get it on Amazon.com now.
Yeah.
I think for a bit you could. I don't know if you still can.
I don't know.
But yeah, okay. I'm talking about
show me this.
Have you seen this? Do you have this?
I don't have it. I feel like did you do a flip through of it? Because I feel like I watched somebody walk through it.
I don't think I did, which is also kind of a sign. Let me just type this. Aronberg Tarot. I forgot to save my ticker, so let me throw that up. Yeah.
I love more career.
If y'all, I know some of y'all are gonna vote before I even start talking about this. Okay, I didn't spell it right. It's BERG. I'm sorry, I'm not fixing it now though. So, but okay, so here's the situation with this deck. Look at these like Argyle backs. I can't.
Ooh.
Here's what intrigued me about this deck is it's like kind of a classic looking deck, but with these close-up images.
Okay, so I watched somebody flip through this.
Yeah,
I think it's because it was so up close, I was like,
And here's the thing, I find this really interesting, which is why I picked it up. But because it sort of highlights a detail about the card. But I think the reason I never have wanted to like do a walkthrough or like work with this deck is because as much as I love how clever this is, I think this is really cool. Like, look at this judgment card.
That's cool.
It's cool the way they did it, right? They didn't just like zoom in on the RWS. They like really did decide where they were going to highlight and zoom in on. And
Which is really interesting.
It does actually make you think about the tarot a little bit differently. Like, what is the reason the Queen of Pentacles, it's the bunny in the center? Like, why? Why are we focusing up here on the handle and how it's resting and not working? Look at this Four of Pentacles. So some of it is like RWS, and then some of it goes just a slightly different direction. But I think this is the kind of thing. This is something I'm always in danger of, I feel like I'm in danger of seeing a deck creator do something different or innovative, and I want it in my hands. Like, I want to go through it. I want to share with you all. I want to explore it. But then it doesn't always mean that it's for me. It's just that sometimes I'm excited because they did something different. I bought a deck once because it was the first mass market deck. It's called the Folk Tarot, I think, that they'd put spot gloss that I had ever seen, that they'd put spot gloss on the cards. And I was like, I need to see that. I want the deck? No, but I geek out about this. Like, I need to see when somebody does something different. I need to see, and I need to experiment and have it in my hands. But this one, like, I think it's really interesting that the hand is like see-through.
I know. This is really cleverly done. And that is very intriguing. That's really intriguing. For you, I know, like, style-wise, I don't feel like this would be it. But man, okay. The thing that keeps popping up in my head was like, and I know you don't read when you do past life stuff. I know you don't go often towards a deck like a tarot as much, but man, this seems like it would be really cool for something like that, because you are honed in on a specific
detail,
almost like a specific detail, a specific action. And I feel like that's what it pulls for me. When I look at this would be something I would use for something very specific where I'm trying to go somewhere. I'm trying to look for something specific. But I don't know if you really read that way in that sense.
I mean, here's the issue. I do, but what I like, and I think this is why I haven't been excited to reach for this as cool as it is, I like to let my eyes roam over an image and kind of zoom in mentally to different details based on where I'm pulled during a reading. This does the zooming in for me. It's almost like it's making that decision for me for where to zoom in. Whereas if I had this whole image, I might not go right to the center where the cups are clinking. I might go over to a flower on the side or something. And so when it comes to my more intuitive approach to how I read, I think that might be the issue. I think the issue might be that it's doing my work for me in a way. It's skipping a step that I...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
And like, the more I'm looking at it, I'm like, I can see where it does that. And then I will counter on, it brings you to a totally separate space. I feel like I'm looking at this and I'm like, what's on the edges? Where, if I were to zoom out, where would I be? And I think that's where it's bringing me, like, it's getting me excited, because I'm like, okay, I'm seeing, granted, I don't like that. Where did those shoes come from? Those shoes don't belong in.
She's dancing.
I don't like it. I'm sorry. Anyway, that just put me right out. I'm like, get rid of it. But like, I'm looking at that and I'm like, oh my God, where is he? Right?
Yeah.
Where is he at? Like, where is he bringing me? It's like, it makes me want to mentally pull out. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah. So so the image has you zoomed in and then you're using your intuition to sort of imagine what's around them. That is an interesting take. And like, this is part of my dilemma with this deck is like, yes, I haven't reached for it, but I think I've ever had anything else that does this like this.
That's so interesting right there in that one, because like what I immediately see is like, okay, this is a dark room. They're working by this light. Like, why is everything in darkness around them? Like, do you see what I mean? Like, it's pulling me. Yeah.
Yeah. I do know what you mean.
Which intrigues me.
Oh,
that's so cool.
Danny's like, I'm gonna need this deck.
I know, but then I saw those ballet slippers and I'm out, man. Oh, look at that deck.
I know. There's something so fascinating to me about this. And I think that's it. Every time I look at it, I'm like, this is so freaking cool. I'm almost through the whole deck now, y'all. Look at this 10, though. The 10 of Cups. Look at it.
Oh, my God. We did a picture like that where, like, Jacob put his handprint, and then I put mine, and then Lennon put hers when she was little.
Yeah, there's something about this. Like the Empress. There's something about this. But I think, I like this Ace of Cups too. I love the Lotus. Oh, but I mean, so you can tell I've got a lot of like, I'm really torn, but I have not, ever since I got it, I looked through it and I like shuffled it, but I can't remember if I used it in a member readings or not, but like, I remember thinking this is just so different.
Okay. So well, I think you said that you didn't, like, have you ever sat down and did like a full reading with it? Like,
I don't think
big
so.
reading, like a full reading, and see how you feel about it once you put those cards down. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like this one could be beneficial.
Yeah.
In certain ways.
There's an interesting thing. I could pull this into my member readings in March, because that's usually, if I pull a deck into member readings, I will get a really solid feeling of how it reads for me in real time. And member readings are great for that because they're so quick fire and there's so many of them. I could pull it in there and then see how it behaves before I decide, because I don't know. I'm going to be real honest. I don't know how much of it is literally because I don't like this fabric and I don't like these colors. And like, I feel like I'm reaching into somebody's like 1970s sock drawer when I reach for this. So I don't know if it's just, there's something about it that's not inviting me to reach for it. But if I just put it into practice, I might have a better idea.
Yeah, maybe just to try. And the only reason I'm saying that is like, I feel like this would be an interesting thing to try out a little bit more before you make the decision. Yeah. Because then you can really see how you feel about it in action. And if it's just like, oh, it's a cool concept, but it doesn't work in action, versus just like, well, I'm looking at this on my wall and I'm like, but it's totally different. Like the back and the bag are totally different from the feelings of the front. Now, this is from the same person who just saw those ballet slippers and was like, I'm totally fucking out. Oops, sorry. I'm totally out. But like, I love everything else about, like, I just think maybe try it first and then decide. You would probably still want to let it go, but I would like to see how you feel with actually using it in a bigger way.
I think I do too. I think I want to, I think I want to know. I want to be able to put that to bed. And like, I think I have to wonder how much of this is also because I have a tendency to not reach for decks that feel too close to the Rider-Waite Smith. And this has got that kind of like boringish classic art style that makes me not want to reach for it too. So like, I think if I actually see how it behaves, then I'll at least definitively know. And here's the thing, in member readings, I mean, my members have seen it. I'll pull in a deck, even sometimes a deck I think I love, and I'll start reading with it, and I'll know within the first few readings. I'll be like, oh, y'all, I'm going to start picking something else when you ask for this because I don't want to even work with it. Like, I'll know if that's how it's going to be.
It's true. I've done that before. Or so like decks that I'm like, I'm pulling this for fun. We're probably not going to like it. I'm probably not going to use it. And I ended up, like, I love every moment of it. You know, like,
Yeah.
It works that way. And that's why I say before you make that decision, this one is so interesting. I would say definitely do a big test before. Yeah. Just in case. I feel like this does have some interesting stuff in it.
That's super
valid. But that's
valid.
just me being like, I want to see you read with this.
Yeah, this is a good point. It reminds me of Tarot of Oneness. I think Tarot of Oneness for me puts me in the first person into the deck in a way that this doesn't. This still feels to me like I'm outside of it, but I wonder if some of this too is like that. Like I feel like I'm in like too close. Like give me some personal space, okay? I don't know how much of it is that. But yeah, last chance to vote. This one was definitely. This was one I'm like so on the fence about that I just like I don't know. And it's one of the, I know y'all say like this is mass market, so technically it's easy to get, but for me, US games decks are hit or miss for how easy they are. Oftentimes I have to bring them in from Amazon.com and then pay duties and like blah 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 blah. So it's not always as I definitely pay more for US games than other mass market decks by far. I should change the bag. That actually legitimately might help.
Change the bag. You should.
I need like something more inviting.
Yeah, something that maybe fits a little more in like not so 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is also a good point. Stardust says, I feel like the discomfort of closeness is part of the read.
That's what I'm saying. It makes you want to pull out from where you are. Like,
yeah,
I'm telling you, use it first, find a different bag, then report back. Because I feel like, I don't know why I feel like this might really fit some of your reading styles so well that I'm really hesitant to tell you to rehome this deck. Like, I want you to use this deck first and then decide. Yeah,
I think that's good advice. I think I do need to give it a shot. And I'm definitely going to change the bag because I think that actually has not helped because I hate that bag. My poor wife, she makes this great bag. It does look like a Burberry bag, doesn't it? It does. All right, I'm going to close the poll, but it was a lot closer. This one was 65% keep, 64% rehome, 35% keep. 82 votes. Yeah, Lisa, listen to the polls, right? I know. Here's the thing. If I pull this into member readings, I will definitely know. So I just need to make a mental note to do that. And then we will see. All right. Ms. Dani.
Last one.
What?
This is another one I'm like, I want to still like really love this deck. Like I want to use it and I want to, but then I don't want to.
Okay. I think I understand.
Transient Light Tarot.
Oh, okay. I have been so on the fence about buying this, so I'm so intrigued.
Okay. Number one, I don't like the cardstock very much. Oh. Mine has, you can see my bend is quite.
Is it Hay House?
It's Hay House.
God damn it.
So you already know.
Fucking Hay House. For real. Like their cardstock.
I love the fact that they have them this size, but it's a very cardboardy. It's not the smoothest shuffle because she's thick. She's thick. She's also very like thick. Okay. I love the simple art palette. I love that. Y'all know. This is definitely a style of mine. But it's like I like the simplicity and I don't.
Yeah.
I like the concept. I like the like it's like I like this is the devil. Like they're cutting that string. It's like interesting. There's no people, so it's not people-y. Yeah. Really. We do have animals. Right. We do have hands in our vessels.
It's very limited color palette for sure.
Very limited. And it's, I don't know, maybe it's just like a little too cute. I know that sounds weird.
It makes sense why I was on the fence about it though. I'm like, why, even though it's limited color palette, am I slightly drawn
because
to
it is. It's cute though. Like, I mean, it has the little, like look at the nurturer.
Pamela asks, what do you have that is similar or feels similar? That's a good question.
Simplicity wise, I have the Mesquite Tarot. That one is out of print. It is sort of cute-ish. It is Yeah, you're right. It needs a mate to work with it.
I was thinking the same thing. It needs a buddy. It needs a buddy.
Because I mean, like, it's got an anatomical heart, and I love that. Okay.
It's so funny to see what our things are that like suck us in.
I know. I love
Baba
that.
Yaga, anatomical heart.
What else do I have that's similar to this? Maybe a little bit of the five. Is it five spirit? Is that what it's called? But that one's more peoply. Fifth spirit.
That is more peoply.
It's a little more peoply, but it is still pippish. Okay, so and that's another reason why I like it, because I do like the pippish. When I want that space, I like something like this.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with the cardstock and the fact that it's a little bit, I don't know, maybe I want it grittier.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like if you think of
like it's on the fence between like being a cool kind of edgy minimalist deck.
Yeah, it's very on the fence.
Palatable at the same time.
Right. Like there's skulls, there's an anatomical heart, but like it's also like, and I know like the butterflies for the air, but like, it's a butterfly.
Yeah.
Boring. I don't want a butterfly. Give me a moth. Give me a bird. Give me, I don't know, planes, trains, and automobiles.
Give me something else. That looks like a color by, wait, put that back up. That looks like a color by number. What is happening there?
Yes.
Why? Why are they numbered? They don't even.
This is the 8 of vessels. They're kind of, for me, it would be deciding that they tried to put it back together. Wait, do you see the footprints behind it? They tried to put this together. They realized that there was something missing. So they were like, well, it's gone. I can't put it back together. I'm just going to walk away from it. I think that
works great without the numbers on the frickin' pieces, though. So, like, there's that. Yeah, agreed. I'm like, I like the concept, but Pamela says, I feel like there's a deck it reminds me of, but I can't pinpoint it. It was
I know. I feel like
various decks of the mini Divi.
The it looked like it said hit on it. The Tiny Tarot. The Tiny Tarot. Because it was like TTT and it looked like TIT.
Oh. Oh my god.
The Tiny Tarot. I had the Tiny Tarot.
Yeah.
It was cutesy. I loved the pins, like the needles, the sewing pins or whatever. Loved it, but I ended up getting rid of it because it was like a little too cutesy. Whereas like Mesquite Tarot is not like, it's got pastel colors and it is kind of cutesy, but it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
To me, Tiny Tarot. Thank you, Barb. Teeny Tiny Tarot. It's like, I don't know. I'm still so on the fence because like it is cool, but like, I don't know. There's something that just puts a stopper in it. I really liked the Champion of Coins because I was a huge fan of The Secret of Nim when I was young, and they have the crow that it's all tangled in all his ribbons that I forget his name. What's his name? I forget his name. But he's the little crow, and he gets all full, and he likes to collect his little ribbons, and he finds the little girl at the end, and they start laughing because they're like looking at their.
Oh, cute.
But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what this one, like it's. Do you have other minimalist style decks?
I mean, yeah.
Well, like you said, wait, do you have the ancestor one?
Yeah.
The poll is up. Poll's up.
This one?
70% right now.
This one?
Future ancestor is what I'm thinking of.
Oh no, I don't have that one.
Oh,
I thought you meant this one. Oh, this is the antiquities, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I put it under modern tarot readers, so I never remember the name of it.
Yeah.
It's not quite one thing or another. Yeah, I kind of agree. And I think that might be why, like, y'all know I like a limited color palette. That's something that drew it to, like, I was drawn to at the very beginning. I like the bit of quirkiness. I like the anatomical heart. I like the little skulls here and there. I like the pippish style. But something about it that is just not really singing to me anymore. And I think some of it has to do with the cardstock. It's not super easy to shuffle.
I hate seriously, that would like be such a deal breaker for me. Do you have the Spacious Tarot? Afton with a Z brought this up. No?
No, I think it's the art style for me in that one. It's just not my thing. It feels a little star-seedy. And if I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know why it feels that way to me, but it feels a little star-seedy. And my practice usually goes more earth-grounded than star-seed.
Right. Yeah, Tarot Geek says maybe keep it for now and work with it a little more. It's kind of cool. I mean,
that's why I was like, this one is really.
I don't know. Like if I was in your position, I'm trying to think like how, in general, when it comes to pip decks, if you're like, I really need a pip deck or a minimalist deck right now, what are the first like top 3 you think of in your
my Tarot the Ambiguities is a Marseille deck. I would usually go there.
Yep.
My number one, if I'm like, I want that. If I want something that has this kind of like quirkiness with like a pippish style, I would go to the Squid Cake Marseille.
Okay.
If I wanted that. And then if I wanted something that's kind of in between that has that like funkiness, I would probably go to Fifth Spirit. So like those 3 are the ones I'm covered in all the ways that I think I'm looking for in this deck, I think.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Like it's been so difficult to like think about something like that because I'm like, with the aspects that I like about it, limited color palette, Squid Cake has that. Kind of funky colors, Squid Cake has that. Pip style, if I want that Marseille style or Pip style, I'm probably going to go to the Tarot the Ambiguities because it is Pip Marseille style. So it's like, and then if I want that Pippish kind of grungy, that's where that Fifth Spirit comes in, where it still has people, but it is very like kind of open and Pippish and kind of just the objects that this one has that I really like about this one. So I think everything that it holds together, I literally have another deck for that.
Yeah, so you're covered, it sounds like. You really feel like you're covered. Last chance for the poll, y'all. Should Dani keep it or rehome it? Let us know. Last chance. I'm gonna end it. Okay. I ended the poll, and the final vote is 74% said to rehome it, 25% said to keep it, 67 votes. So yeah, I think for you, it sounds like you're covered with other stuff, to be honest.
No, yeah. The cardstock is a big deal breaker right now. I told y'all, if you watched anything I've done lately, I'm like, my old hands. I want something that I can easily shuffle. Do I have decks that are ridiculous to shuffle and I still do it? Yes. However, when it comes to my actual tarot, a lot of those are ones that are difficult to shuffle are more oracle. So I'm like, I'm going to, for a specific reason, I'm going to shuffle that son. You know what I mean? Like, but when it comes to tarot, I'm like, oh, I don't want to shuffle that though.
Yeah. Okay. These are my hardest ones, and I've gone back and forth. I think these have both been in this or that's at least once, if not multiple times. I have put them in purgatory and pulled them back out. These are my ultimate. I have no idea what to do. Decks. Okay. Please don't be mad at me, internet.
Oh God.
They are the Devas of Creation, and the multidimensional Devas. I don't know what to do. I legitimately don't know what to do. There's nothing out there like these that I can think of.
Show me, talk to me. Tell me how you use them.
I don't know. That's my problem. Okay. Now keep in mind, I absolutely love Siliconway's work in general, which makes this just that much harder. So this is the original Devas of Creation. Again, I don't know if I'm saying it right, y'all. Somebody's gonna tell me I'm saying it wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh my God, keep is 88%. I knew the internet was gonna be so mad about this. Okay, wait. So here's the thing, though. There's no keyword. There's no title. There's just a number. Okay. I feel like if you don't know this deck, I feel like I need to tell you like the premise. So Devas of Creation, and this is also my thing, is do I like the multidimensional better or the regular better? Do I need them both? Do I need none of them? I don't know. So like these are all based on like elements of literal of creation. So like, for example, the themes are going to be air, ambivalence, animal kingdom, atom, cave, cells, chaos and order, compassion, cosmos, courage, but like none of that is on the cards. So hold on.
Pause.
Okay. Pausing.
Pause. Because I've got questions already.
Okay.
Do you pull out the guidebooks if you're going to use this?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I need to know what it's about. Like I can't. Okay. Wait. But like it's all these like themes and like okay. Let me just show you the cards. So,
let me see the cards because immediately I'm like, I think you might use like if you're pulling that out, I think you're using them
wrong.
I'm not going to say you're using them wrong, but for you and the way that you read, you're using them wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say like you're my best friend. You can say I'm using it wrong and I'll know what you mean.
Okay, you're using them wrong.
Okay. So, but like I look at this and I'm like, I want to know what it is. But I don't do this with the soul cards. I don't care what
no, you don't. And that's why I'm like, these are like soul cards on crack in a way, where it's like soul cards, you have a very clear image, where these, you literally have a vibe. You can clearly see that that's growth right there. With this though, okay, so look at that card.
Okay.
What do you see there right now without knowing anything?
I feel like I'm seeing somebody with flower petals and they're releasing them into the air to like let go of something. Fuck.
Right.
Okay. Damn it. Okay, hold on. But then sometimes I see something like obvious, like planets, like, but only because I know.
Yeah, you can see a planet, but what does the planet like? But what are you feeling? Okay, is that a planet or is that something that's been overheated to where now it's almost like molten lava? Do you see what I mean? Oh God, if you take, that's why I said, are you reading those guidebooks? Because if you are doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Oh,
look at that. There's so much that could be.
Look at this angel. Oh, okay. You might be onto something.
Okay, now let me see the other one.
Okay.
Put them together in the same way that you put together your soul cards. Oh my God.
Okay. This is the first one that's been like so dominating into keep already. Okay. See, this is why I've been so frustrated with these because they're so beautiful. And when I have the Shimmering Veil Tarot and it lets me just lose myself in the art. There's something about Silas art that does this for me. Okay, let me pull out multidimensional. Oh, see, now that I'm looking at it and not thinking about the guidebook, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, okay. Okay, there's the backs.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Like, what is my problem? Why didn't I think to like not think about it? Like not be so cerebral about it?
Because you have a hard time doing that sometimes.
Yeah. It's like the book's there, so I want to know what the point is. But like, I don't need that. What am I thinking? Like, this is legitimately this with. Okay, hold on. I gotta get my soul cards.
Knew it. I knew it.
Okay.
Because that's immediately seeing that I'm like, if you are caught in those guidebooks, you are doing yourself a disservice because this is exactly the way that you read when it comes to your soul cards. You don't need them for the soul cards. You don't need them for this. And I think you're putting yourself inside a box, so it's making it more difficult to use.
Yeah. I need to like see how they're definitely a different vibe.
There's this one seems a bit lighter.
Yeah, I'm curious how they might work.
Cards are a bit more gritty,
like together. Like, look at these.
I don't look like, and then you bring in a portal, girl.
Shit. They do remind me of soul cards. Why did I never look at these like I look at soul cards? I guess because soul cards don't come with a book. So
they don't come with the book. You don't. Yeah, you don't have to think about it.
Like, I see this and I'm like, what the hell with this image though?
What the hell? That's like really like walking in. Oh my God. That's like, oh, okay. So pause. So number one, first thing I think, you know how when you close your eyes, but you kind of like, you can just see in that like slit of whatever, like you can kind of see, it's like you were on the edge of something, literally walking on the precipice of this space, trying to see forward, trying to look through onto something new. And you are so close.
You're just right there on the cusp.
Yeah.
Like there's so much. Ugh. Jenny's whole face.
You need
okay,
these.
Somebody asked why I was on the fence about these. Okay, so here's the thing. Oh, Krista says, I wonder if it'd bring the setting to the soul cards. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then, like I said, the portal, like where are you going to or leaving from, your setting, where you're after, like the things that you can hold.
Okay. I think I might need to also pull this into my member readings and just let myself. Okay, so here's my. Okay. Sorry, I cannot finish the thought. Okay, first thing, somebody said, why were you on the fence? Okay, the reason was because I could not figure out how to work with them. I'm like, do I write keywords on the cards? Like, I don't know why I was just stuck. Yeah, Kimala, these aren't independently produced. You can buy them from the creator's website. Should be Silicon Way. Hold on. She's got individual websites for all her decks, but she also has like a main site where you can order her stuff. Shop. Okay, here, I'll just link her shop in the chat real quick. I have to say, there has not been a Silicon Way thing that has not blown me away in some way, which is why these were frustrating me. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what am I missing? And that's, I think, what I was missing was I needed to know how to work with them. Because then this was legitimately was tripping me up. When I got into multidimensional Devas, it's like the wisdom keepers, perception, manifestation, synchronicity. But I'm like, what if these don't look like that to me? And it was creating a disconnect.
Yeah.
And like, that's not necessarily how I would see synchronicity or whatever. So then it was screwing me up when I did go to the guidebook, but it didn't even occur to me. I don't know why. It's so funny.
And that's why, like, immediately I was like, absolutely not. If you were looking at the guidebook, you need to toss them in a different room. Look at that. That's like a soul eater card. Like, are you kidding me?
Like, there's so much to see in these art.
So much.
I was thinking. Yeah, she is. Oh, she is across the water. I don't remember where.
You could pair that with the Marguerite Peterson. I was thinking the same thing.
I couldn't get on with the Marguerite Peterson, but I think it's because it was a tarot.
I know I have yours.
Tarot. Like, look at her. Look at her. Oh my God. What is my problem?
Yeah, you need this. Just knowing how you read and knowing what you can do if you take yourself out of that box, I think that's the problem. I think it's because of the guidebooks. You've put yourself in a box and you just couldn't figure it out.
I can't put them together because they're not the same size. That makes me sad because they're the
okay. That was my next question. I know they have different backs, but so do the soul cards, but they're not the same size. Okay. No. Well, that's a bummer.
That is a bummer, but I think it's because she changed. She's changed to this style cardstock, which is that crispy UV coated matte feeling stuff and like gilding. And this was her original cardstock.
Okay.
And I've heard that this will chip, which is fine. I don't care. But like, so maybe that's why. And so like thickness wise too, like there's a lot more cards in the original. And this one, but like because they feel similar, what? Oh, see Artemisian. What's the first line of unlocking the tarot? Hold on, please. I'll read it for those of you who don't know. Okay. The first line of unlocking the tarot after the forward. Hold on. I threw my first tarot guidebook in the trash. My book, y'all.
Where do you think I learned these things from?
I know. That's why I'm like sitting over here like, why did this not occur to me? Okay, so I need advice from the chat. Obviously, the vote is very much to keep. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'll close the poll, but in the meantime, I need some help figuring out how do I harmonize them or like figure out when I should reach for one and then the other because.
Well, okay, y'all weigh in. Okay, so they're quite different. Okay, I mean, with that in my like for me, I would say if you can't mix them, I would allow your intuition to guide you there because there is a different feel between the two.
Yeah, like this one has like a lot more like
that's a lot more
peoply or
peoply. If I were to say get rid of one,
yeah,
this one right here that you have in your hands, I would go more towards soul cards over that one. But the other one is so open.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is little more, I don't know.
And you're right. This one competes a little more with soul cards because there's a lot more people, like identifiable figures. Like this one almost looks like a Buddha.
And I mean, the other one has that too, but like, and they're still absolutely gorgeous. But I think it would be depending upon what you're, like, they do have different feels. So I guess it would depend on what you're going after and what your intuition is going to call for you. This might be one where you have to take them both out and kind of flip through them a little bit or look, you know?
Yeah, I feel like what I need to do is pick one and just work with it without the book for a while. And then maybe see if I feel like anything's missing. And if I do, then maybe I reach for the other one because I don't know that I need both. I'm curious if y'all, if anybody in the chat has both, do you use both? Do you use them interchangeably? Do you use them with the guidebook? Do you not use them with I'm so curious now about your experience. Let me just pull a card and just see. Okay.
Yeah.
One deck at a time. They'll find their place and their feel. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to see if I'm not thinking, oh, I love this image. I love the clarity and the piece of it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You literally just said the two keywords, the clarity and the peace.
Yeah.
Finding your clarity and finding your peace with it.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to have any trouble.
And the thing is I think the multi-dimensional or whatever, the second one, that has a little more, it kind of has, like, especially with, like, it almost has like a goddess feel in one part. It almost has like a creation of the world in one part. I don't know how beneficial. Yeah, I don't know how beneficial those would be in the style that I'm thinking would suit you so well. The way that, you know, I don't know if you would use those as much. So if I had to pick one, I would probably pick the first one, although there are some images in the second one that are really cool. So it's like, I think that's where I would battle.
Yeah. I think that's a really, really good point. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to purgatory, multi-dimensional, just put it away. Not worry about it right now. I like the number of cards in the original. And I know myself, I think that's actually been part of my issue is having both of them makes me feel like I don't know them well enough. I haven't formed that bond. I think I need to form the bond with the original, working with it that way, and then decide, do I want to pull anything else in? Because I do think this one has a completely more, like you said, a more celestial feel, because she based these paintings on dimensions of existence, like first dimension, second dimension, third dimension kind of thing, right? So like the idea is that it goes higher and higher and higher, and it has that celestial kind of vibe. Whereas David, this one, see, I can't not see that now. This one, oh, like look at this, the little bit of growth and the way we need to find it. Okay, yeah, see, I'm gonna have no problem at all. I don't know what, yeah, okay.
No problem. I'm telling, like, as soon as you said it, I was like, do you use the guidebooks? I knew it.
You asked me that because, yeah, 100%. And, oh, like, look at this.
Oh my God. Like, that light shining through, coming through that darkness.
Like a cave.
Coming through the clouds.
I like the ambiguity of these. I
love that.
Yeah, I think I need to. And here's the other thing, too, is that this might be really great for me because, like, look at the crystals. This might be really great for me because my soul cards, I mean, you all know I love this deck, but they're very pigeonholed for me into a very specific practice now. And so they don't feel right to pull in any other context. Whereas I feel like this might be the thing that can like just live in my collection and function in the similar way, but be more useful in more ways, more multi-purpose.
Absolutely, because you're going to start using them in like a very open way, and I think that will open that pigeonhole. Whereas like you can put them with your soul cards, but they can be used completely separately to enhance whatever it is you're doing. Look at that.
I know. Yep. I think I just need to put them in a bag and put the box away. And I think that's going to solve my problem. But I think I'm going to put multi-dimensional into purgatory. I've had decks sit in purgatory for like years. But I need it out of my face so I don't overthink it, I think. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I think I'm going to put this one in a bag and just pull it in. So I think I'm going to put that with the Aronberg, and maybe pull those both in for member readings in March and test them out and see.
Totally.
Oh my God, that was so helpful. See, we'll have to do this again for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because this is really, really helpful. Oh, I'm so behind on the
You already answered yourself multiple times. Don't we always? Pamela said that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like these better than the soul cards. Yeah, I mean, they're less gritty emotional. Like soul cards has a lot of that gritty emotional vibe. It's very like soul wrenching, like heart wrenching, whereas this feels more more open, more open.
And like Krista said, it feels more spatial.
Ooh, yeah. What's this about loving boxes? Pamela says something about your boxes. I like to be able to put the cards in a box and put them in a bag, but I can only do that if it's like a deck-sized box, if that's what you meant. I don't like to keep decks just like in boxes, just like kicking around or whatever, typically. Sometimes I do, but not often. They're less
Lisa answers, so that fits a little better in that aspect.
Yeah. Like, look at this.
I'm just saying.
Okay. I'm having a whole love affair all of a sudden. Yeah. Okay. So somebody did answer. Okay. So hold on. I think it was Tarot Geek. I use the Devas more than the multidimensional Devas, but only because I've spent more time with it. I love using it in the mornings before meditation. Yeah, I could see that for sure. I could see that for sure.
I don't know. The multidimensional one seems a little more specific, and I feel like with something like whereas like I would say like, oh, I understand why you would want to look at the guidebook for that one, whereas the first one I feel is more like effortless, like
I love this. Just like a plain. This is the zero. This is the void. And it's funny because that's actually one of the cards I used to love the most in the Osho Zen Tarot too. Is the no thing.
I literally pulled the Supra Oracle last night and I got the nothing card, which is literally nothing.
I'm really loving this now.
Cards with that.
Like it suddenly makes sense to me. It's like I haven't been speaking its language and now I suddenly understand it. Yeah, okay. That makes me really happy. Okay. It's like I got a new deck. I feel like I just sat here and got a new deck. That's what it feels like. Okay.
I know. How exciting.
I know. Okay. That was so fruitful. So, Dani, let's do a final tally. What do you got? What's your final result?
Final tally. I think everything is going to go, but I am going to play with Slavic Legends because I'm still like, my heart is still like, oh, with that one. So I think I'm going to play with that one a little bit more. That's one that I might bring to my member readings this month.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, I got to schedule that. I think I'm going to do that in March. I was supposed to do that in February. Oops. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
I only get 2 in a row. Anyway, but I think I need to use that a little bit more before I make the final decision because I do love so many aspects of it. I know there's like a little wrench in the system, but I think that's the only one that I'm still like, I feel like I might rehome, but I am still on the fence with. I think I want to use a little bit more before I make the final decision on that one.
Okay. So 4 going, 1 probably staying.
For now. 1 in purgatory right now.
1 in purgatory. Okay. And I landed at 3 for sure going, 1 to be tested. So this is we'll see. I will know by the end of readings.
You'll know. Yeah.
And multidimensional, I think is 100% a keep. I don't feel even torn about it anymore. I don't feel torn about it. I'm going to have no trouble with this whatsoever.
Yeah.
I just needed to, oh my God, this is so cool. I looked at this and I was like, there's a walrus here. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, but there's cave paintings with like a snake and a stag and a bear.
Yeah, that's like an elephant or you could even almost like woolly mammoth that thing.
Oh my God. All right. Anyways. Okay. Yeah, it was total breakthrough. I'm excited about it now. I got to go find a bag for it.
This is why it's great when we need to talk it out. We need to talk it out all the time. That's why I do like agonize with me over that on my channel, like, because I will sit down and I will talk. I will use it. I will pull some cards. I will like, sometimes we just need to talk it out to see why. And y'all being here asking these questions, and it was so helpful. So helpful.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to talk these things out sometimes.
Verbally, I'm very much a verbal processor. I need to like think my thoughts out loud in order to like move through them. So really, really helps. Yeah, really helps.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have been here just over 2 hours, and blessedly, Dani's internet has held up the entire time.
It has. So thank goodness. Now I'm about to have to go start cooking and stuff. I got friends coming over this afternoon, so we're about to be doing that. What about you today? What's the rest of your day?
Peggy and I are going to go play some Diablo, I think.
Heck yeah.
That's how we're spending our afternoon. And I'm going to find a bag for my Devas deck.
Find a bag. Yes.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much for hanging out.
Thanks,
really
so
appreciate
nice.
it. Bye y'all.
See y'all. See y'all next time.
All the things.
Links down below.
And comment how you would have voted in the polls if you are watching after the fact. All right.
Yes. Let us know if we made mistakes. Bye, y'all.
Bye.